Welcome. 26th regular Borough Council meeting, and if others haven't said it, May the 4th be with you. Anyhow, at this time, I would like to invite everyone to stand if you are able and join me in a moment of silence and reflection. We especially recognize those who serve our borough and our country, as well as the residents we represent. Let us reflect on our shared commitment to this community. Thank you. We can turn to join me in the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Okay, Madam Borough Manager, we have our roll call.
Yes, ma'am. Councilors Costa, Shawley, and Ricker are all out with prior.
Okay, first thing on the agenda is we need a motion from council to approve the consent agenda minutes and approval.
Madam President, I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda for the May 4th, 2026 council meeting.
Hang on a second. We should be reading, right? Each of those are done at that.
You could say the minutes and the date and what they stand for, so yes.
So
If you don't mind.
each one, the April 6th, 2026 regular council meeting minutes, April 20th, 2026 work session council meeting minutes, approval of bills too, and the approval of bills for the month of April 2026, as well as the approval to pay recurring bills for May 2026.
Here, can I get a second?
I'll second.
Extension. Sophia, second. We have an introduction for discussion. Okay, having no, sorry. No discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, you guys have it and the motion is adopted. All right, we're gonna head into our presentation for tonight. We're very excited to have Perseverance Fire and talk to us, and there was you had an awards ceremony a few weeks ago, and you gave us an award, so you're here to do that in front of the public, and someone take the podium. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you all for having us here tonight. Today is also International Firefighters.
Oh my goodness.
Definitely ironic that we're here. So as many of you don't know, my name is Dan Byers, the president of the Perseverance Volunteer Fire Company number 1 at Souderton. It is a privilege to stand before you on behalf of Perseverance Volunteer Fire Company to recognize and thank Souderton Borough for many years of steadfast support. The strength of any volunteer fire company is rooted in the community and the leadership that stands behind it. Souderton Borough has consistently demonstrated a strong commitment to public safety and service by supporting the fire company. One form of support that deserves special recognition is the borough's ongoing willingness to allow its employees who serve as volunteers within our community to respond to fire calls during work hours. This flexibility plays a vital role in improving response times and enhancing safety to our community. We are sincerely grateful for your partnership, professionalism, and community-focused mindset of Souderton Borough, as shown throughout the year. As we reflect with appreciation on all that has been accomplished, we also look ahead with optimism and gratitude for continued collaboration. Again, on behalf of the officers and members that are here and are unable to make it here, the Perseverance Volunteer Fire Company #1 of Souderton, thank you for the past dedication, your continued support, and your belief in our shared mission. It is my honor to present the 2025 Perseverance Volunteer Fire Company Business of the Year Award to Souderton Borough that serves as a token of our appreciation.
Well, thanks, Dan. The relationship between the fire company and the borough is pretty enviable. I mean, over the years, we've had staff and still have staff. The borough manager, the public works director have always served with the fire company. And members of council, Ed Hunsaker was a member of both forever. You know, I'm the least active member you have, but proud to be a part of it anyway. Yeah, the relationship is pretty unheard of thing. And so you shouldn't be thanking us. We should certainly be thanking every one of you. And I think they are owed a round of applause. How many calls did you go on last year at the 486? Wow. And roughly how many people go on every call? We're averaging just about 12. Oh, wow. And so do you know off the top of your head what kind of man hours that is?
No, but I do want to put it in perspective. Homestead Bill just went through this, and I think I moved this conversation with Darryl and Jordan. They turned over to a paid fire company, and they're estimated to spend at least $1.2 million just to support having 4 people full time.
Yeah, and we have, and the fire company has probably close to 50 active members. We could never do that without the volunteers. That's really, really incredible. So we're giving your award back to you. But we should take a picture with you.
Yeah.
So you want to do that so you guys don't have to stick around for this meeting?
505 hours last year, what your report said. Thank you.
John?
No, Christine's got it.
Everybody should get up. No. That one. Where is that? Should we stand back there so that this is not in the way? Okay.
Glad we did it from that angle. We can take it out.
Good. Come on, Jay. That is on back. That's how it is.
Yeah, thank you.
We won't, right?
And be careful with that.
Yeah. No, I got it.
Did you ever?
You're good.
Julie, two hands.
I know.
Be careful.
Sorry, too much.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Dan, good to see you again. Okay.
Where you clean it up. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't have fingerprint.
There's a spot.
I got it.
Oh, yeah.
Did you make that award?
It is. As council, I couldn't make it because it was an extremely busy, the fire season, fire banquet season is a busy time for the awards industry, so.
So you would be what?
I did, I know.
Dan owns
An award company.
That's funny.
All right, so next on the agenda is Federating Connects. Just Simony will not be here this evening. Darrell, do you want to report anything through you?
I just wanted to mention that our first Kurt Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Next week,
Already. Oh, wow.
on the 15th.
15th, yeah.
Anything about, restaurant?
She did not have a report on
We can
restaurant.
ask her at next meeting.
Yeah, I look forward to it.
Find them.
And then for the beautification committee on Saturday Connects, the electrical box at the
Yeah.
corner of Reliance and Main, that will be worked on this month. So by the end of the month, that bureau should be.
Oh, let's have a look.
Look for Daryl and I at the Borough table.
Oh, yeah, that's third Friday. Me too. Okay, Penny Price and the Underground Public Library, better than anything you report today. Nothing really.
Oh, man, right now.
Yeah. Right. All right, we'll move into administrative reports, and Mayor, you're first.
The only report I have is to say thank you for our Earth Day project, which was a big success this year. We planted 40 trees in around Souderton Borough, and then our public works crew planted 10 more. So that's 50, and there's 50 more to go. We'll probably be in the fall. That was a partnership for the 100th anniversary of the Souderton and Telford Rotary Club. And there's also a pollinator garden, which I just stopped at on the way up here, and it's starting to sprout with flowers, which is great. So thanks to the public works crew, to Jeff Lukens, who not only helped, but loaned us some much needed equipment that saved us from digging holes for a weekend, and to Daryl and his family who came out, and then a bunch of other volunteers that came out, making Souderton a little bit greener, which is great. And that's the only thing I have to report.
Any questions? No? All right, Chief, you're up next.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So April was a busy month for the police department. We made approximately 10 arrests and had 12 community service related events. Out of the arrests, this includes another officer that was involved in a physical confrontation, was assaulted. This is the third since I became the chief in August. It continues to concern me. Council has directed me to gather data about the intersection of Chestnut and School Lane. Public Works put some lines down for me last week, and Jason, thank you. So we are now going to begin a second round of gathering data. There were 2 accidents there in recent months, maybe like the last 6 weeks. That's off the top of my head. Both of them, the cause was stop sign violation. Okay, we're going to gather some data and we'll be presented to the council in one of the future May meetings. E-bikes. There's a few groups of juveniles out there that are recklessly operating on our street. I was actually on night shift last week. They 14 to 16-year-olds all covered in black. They actually taunted me for about an hour. Of wow, driving around, trying to get me to follow, trying to get me to chase, which obviously we're not going to engage. But we are going to be proactive. I'm not going to say too much right now. And we have made a recent arrest that I think is going to help us at least maybe start become that part of this thing. But it's a problem.
Yeah.
14, 16-year-olds just driving around me, trying to get me to chase them at 2 o'clock in the morning on school night.
Oh, wow.
The grant talk that we sent the administrative assistant to a grant writing school. She did get 10 free car seats in, and her school was paid for. And this week she did one thing. She has 3 additional car seat fittings scheduled for this week already. Hiring. Thank you. I'm thankful to all that have been involved in putting this hiring process in motion. Coordinating with the borough manager, the elected officials, the civil service solicitor. I plan on doing a hard launch tomorrow. I need not weeks, but I need just a couple more days to put the logistics in place. So that everything is on the initial form when we announce. But it will be this week and we're getting there. We received another generous check from Coronado Pools for $5,000. That money will only be used to support community events. We just received it late last week. This is the second time since I've been here in August, and he had never asked for anything. And I just wanted to publicly recognize his generosity. Monthly stats have been provided to council. They will be released to the public tomorrow. And obviously, I'm here to answer any questions this board has.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions? Maybe I could just ask you to clarify the bike that you're talking about are their e-bike.
That is
Could you like just educate us, the difference between an e-bike and is
so. There's about 5 or 6 main subcategories of e-bikes out there. And so the regulations are a little bit different for each one. But as a general rule, if it's not complete, this is a general rule. If they are not completely human-powered pedicycles, you have to be 16 years of age, have a driver's license, it has to be insured, it has to be registered. The law, as a general rule, does not differentiate between these and a motor vehicle.
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
The problem being that the lack of parental support that
I can hear that.
is out there is surprising to me. I'll bite my tongue a little bit.
I understand.
It's Gabe, isn't it?
Gabe.
And we have 2 groups that are, and some of them we're pulling up, we're talking to the kids,
Right.
and they're moving on with their day.
Right.
But there are 2 distinct groups, and I'll leave it at that right now. That are extremely reckless, Alex, all in black, all hours of day, no lights on the vehicle. And they are looking, and I'm talking about 14 to 16-year-old, and they're challenging us to do something that we're not going to do.
Right.
And I guess at this point in time, they kind of figured it out, but there's other ways that we're getting.
Yeah, well, we appreciate your diligence. It's a fine line you have to keep, so we appreciate it.
At this minute.
I was over at the ball field to practice, and there was a couple kids on e-bikes. One of them went through the field before we got there, and he, very respectfully came up and asked if we had a problem with him being there. I said, don't be on the infield if you don't mind. And, because I wasn't in my position to tell him not to ride his bike on the grass. So, but he was very respectful about it. And he didn't seem like he was one of your troublemakers. But yeah, it is a problem to deal with.
Yeah, thank you.
It's not a sour cream problem.
No. You see it in cities everywhere. That's.
It's a county problem. I'm speaking just for the county.
Okay, any further questions to the chief? We can move on to Jason, public works director.
Public Works report for April of 2026. Labor distribution between March 30th and April 26th. We had a total of 830 hours man hours in work. Some of the brief jobs that we have done last month was municipal building and equipment maintenance. We had 51 hours, so most of that was opening the full bathhouses, and we did assist the wastewater treatment plant down at their facility. General highway work, we had 284.5 hours. Damaged street signs have been repaired, vehicle maintenance, hero banners were installed, and speed bars have been installed north of School Lane for the police. Storm sewer work, we had 57 hours. We did have various inlet box cleaning and repair. Failing storm inlet box has been replaced at 21 South Front Street. Pipe inspection was conducted on the stormwater infrastructure on the property in School Lane and East Broad Street. Parks and Recreation, we had 184 hours man hours. Routine bathroom checks and trash check. Trees have been planted in West Street, Holly Hill, and Rotary Parks. Trees were donated by Rotary. New pollinator garden at Holly Hill Park has been completed. Park cleanup is continuing. Mowing has started, and more trash cans have been placed at Lawn Avenue Park to accommodate the new rentals we have down there. Swimming pool, 144 hours. Last month, we uncovered and drained the competition pool. We found some hollow spots in the planter. Those spots have been repaired, and I had started filling the pool. Those repairs were under warranty due to the previous plaster that we had done, The warranty was 5 years, and we were just at that 5 years, so all of those were taken care of, no charge. Activity pool repairs have started. They're finished now. Bond coat has been installed, plastering is followed. Yellow slide handrail has been removed and sent out for repair. Sick holiday, we had 95 hours, 40 vacation, 15 in sick, and 40 in holiday. Overtime was the tree planting, pollinator garden, and weekend park rentals. So just to get everybody up to date, the pool plastering and the activity pool has been done, that is completed. We did finish up filling it with water over the week, and we started the pump up today. So everything is good there with the pump itself and the pool. We do have the lower pool up and running. Just going to start putting chemicals in and getting that ready. So everything should be good there.
Doesn't feel like it should be.
No, but
Tomorrow,
trying to get it done early.
Exciting, huh? Okay, does anyone have any questions? Chief? Okay. Thank you very much for that report. And next will be our borough solicitor, Frank Pettit.
Yes, good evening. Thank you. I have submitted my report. I'd just like to point out one thing that's in the report. Sale of Cherry Lane at the April, I believe it was 6th council meeting. You approved the sale of Cherry Lane to Franconia Township. I'm in the process of finalizing the agreement of sale with Franconia's solicitor. I got his comments back to what I drafted, so I think that's probably going to go to closing at some point or the end of June, if I had to guess. And then another matter, and I'm going to piggyback on the chief's report. I'm in the process of drafting a EPA ordinance review and consideration by council. That's all I have. Any questions from them?
that was a portion of Cherry Lane, not the entire.
That's correct. It's about a 3.8 acre portion of Cherry Lane. The borough will retain about 5.5 acres.
All right. Any questions for? Okay, thank you. And next is borough manager. Was nothing.
I really don't have anything to report this week, but if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Yeah, I don't have anything. Working hard and things are, moving pretty smoothly, getting ready to start summer. All right. So we'll start with committee reports. I'll report for the counselors that are absent. So Counselor Shawley and Costa and I are in public safety. We met last month. We talking about some of the things we brought up tonight. Bikes. We may not meet this month, but we'll pick up again in June. Andy Rector is public wastewater treatment and public work. So we're working on that. We're having a bit of traction issues, and we're trying to get a more cohesive committee where we can meet and really start putting goals in place. So it's an important committee. So we're being the biggest part of that. So we're working on beefing that committee up and getting more goals in place for that. So that's there's your report. Donna, finance. Oh, we should be meeting. I'm thinking this week. Yep. Hold on. Next week. Next week. Yep. Usually the third. If it's the second Thursday. Yep. Oh no, I have the third Wednesday. That's great. 5:45. Yeah. And any other committees?
I concur.
I was gonna say, I have, go ahead, Borough, I have outreach. Well, I have a bunch of events we have scheduled that I just want to go over. Only one is brand new. First is next week, Monday night at 7 p.m. in this room, Robert Pace, Master Watershed Steward, will be doing a presentation on stormwater management for homeowners and residents. He has an extensive resume. I've seen the presentation. It's very interesting. For people who own their homes and even people who rent an apartment here in town, learning some very interesting things, and it'll even cover things like rain gardens, which I know are a hot topic. He's a very engaging speaker. As Daryl mentioned, and Donna, Third Fridays with counselors will again have a table at Third Fridays. I did send out a sign up genius to all the counselors, encouraging people to sign up. realizing that not everybody can commit to the whole time, but if you can even come for 10 or 15 minutes, that means the people that are there that night could leave and get something to eat. So that's a help. The new thing is that we are, for the first time, going to have a table at Concert Sundays on Family Night on the 7th of June to reach a different demographic. Obviously, the crew that goes to Concert Sundays and the crew that goes to Third Friday are a little bit different. And we think it's important to reach out to another group that we haven't interacted with before. And then finally, our second event with a counselor, this one's called Cocktails with a Counselor, will be on 30 July, which is a Thursday at the Branch Creek Tap House. And that's it. Okay. So when we meet next week, but that's kind of an afterthought at this point.
All right, for the trash committee, we met last month, went over the bid that we do have another meeting next Monday to kind of finalize the bid set, and then looking to have that go out the beginning of June. Right. That's so where we're at with trash.
And that's it. Okay, thank you for the report, and, the next portion of the meeting is public comments. So we're going to invite anyone who is a resident, property owner, business owner to come to the podium. We do have, public comment limited to 3 minutes for comments at the discretion of the president. And we have a timer. We're moving into a new pension. Anyway, it's just to keep the meeting moving so that we can, get your comment and then.
Right.
Carol in charge of that.
Trying to get it started.
So any public comment, feel free to step up, name, address, and we'd like to hear.
And Stephen Water area, I live on 948 School. I address briefly Chief Police here. I live right on the corner of 2 Lane. I served council probably 4 or 5 months ago regarding the intersection and speed up and down School Range and 7th Street. As we have stated, there have 2 accidents in 30 weeks or so. I am also involved in the community as I live with the status, and I know there was an accident at school in Central, and then another one, I believe at school in the line. Either way, I'm imploring, I'm asking the council to step up and try and control the speed going up and down the road. I don't know if that all is intentional or anything along those lines. I've seen the temporary solution with the indicator boards and digital displays in essentially from the residential area, the brother speed. Living on that corner, I hear the constant people fly up and down the street. I live across from where that field is, in your townhome. There's pickup soccer games every single night of the week. The weather gets better. Soccer ball thrown in the school. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. I did do, coming around a minute here, I did do a bit of research on what it would cost essentially to put in a DOT engineered driven stop sign. You're looking at $150 cost for the material itself, but maybe 15-20 minutes for drill the sidewalk, and then put in some high grade concrete for the breakaway kit for safety. At most, you put in 20 stop signs up and down that street. You're looking at $6,000 cost, which is 1 person taxes for the borough that would help safety across the entire borough. I do see lights and things along those lines, but God forbid, I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old that are in my front yard. And the last accident, and is yard across the street. I don't want to see a kid get hit by a car.
Yeah.
I don't want to see anyone get hit. My wife being in the front yard, or any of my neighbors, or any of the kids playing across the street. I do see the effort. I do see the effort. I'd like to see some action at this point. I don't want to see anybody get hurt or God forbid killed because a soccer ball comes into the street. It's probably going 50 miles an hour and 25. That's all I have. Having said that, I do very much appreciate Calvert and Borough and everything you put in on a consistent basis, public safety, and creating an environment for families and long-term roots. But I don't want to see anybody hurt.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
There you go. Lee Mullen, 247 West Chestnut Street. I just want to say, I'm actually, came here a few months ago when I first moved to the neighborhood, Twin Borough Council, and that's my piece then. But after what happened to me, with you guys 2 weeks ago, with public comment and the council member Chambers back there, you guys violated my First Amendment right of freedom of speech. And I'm gonna sit here and tell you that right from the get-go. You looked at me when I walked in. You should have told me and moved the public comment at the beginning of that meeting. I was asked by Andy Richter to come here and say what I needed to say. Because it's a more comfortable setting for me. It's a little bit laid back. As far as the timer, I'm not concerned with that because I have a right to stand here and tell you guys what's going on. First of all, there's so much going on. You guys won't even have a clue. Okay, you guys are very vindictive. After what I saw in that meeting, 45 minutes to an hour talking about grass and leaves, you guys should have spent less time talking about more time smoking it. Because I'll tell you what, that is ridiculous. Watch you get so upset. Watch Andy Richter grab this to home and stand there and tell every single one of you enough is enough, 7 inches is good. And you guys have got to find better time to talk about them. And terrible, terrible. We have Ms. Sarah over here during the trash meeting, talking about, oh, we care about an extra $100 a quarter per resident. That's $1 million in excess funding. Where is that money going? Can I ask questions on that? I'm staying objective. I'm not getting emotional. We have a police chief here investigating a crime related to CYS being misused because somebody almost hit my kid with his car. There goes the guy's conversation about stop sign. If it's not a big deal, take some effort and send it up to chambers, the senators, and have them change the laws that are on the books for a reason. I'm saying if you guys outsource landscaping, parks and rec to a landscaping company, which one do you guys have your pocket? Who do you know in that? Who do you know? Because you know what? I have a gentleman from the borough sitting here telling me $60,000 to cut 5 parks, $2,500 a week in parks. What are you guys doing with that money? It's a whole new ballgame. I'm here to be objective and I'm going to be driving you hard, harder than you ever think, because you work for us. That timer doesn't work for you; it works for me. I can't even tell you what needs to be done. And you guys are elected in this position and it can be removed at any time. Anytime. I don't stand here and power for people. I stand up for people who don't speak for themselves. My own neighborhood, who I tell things that go on and are very upset because I don't have the time to come in. You guys wasted 2 hours of my life not allowing me to speak about this. You guys could pay me as a landscaper. That's 60 grand for 6 months. You guys could pay me 40. And I'll do every part in this borough. What's next? You're going to outsource the education to a landscaper? Because it's cost effective, which I know is full of crap.
How much money did you spend in landscaping equipment? What are you gonna outsource plowing to regular contractors to keep streets for the winter? And you guys don't wanna work? What was a huge upgrade for the guy who decided to run his house and buy doorstep in Calvert? Telling him about how the borough spent $60,000 for landscaping. You paid me 40 of that 60? Give the kid $20,000 back. Build something other than a pickleball court or a tennis court. Give them something else to do. Put roller hockey, lacrosse, foot hockey, anything like that. And you guys are very ridiculous. You guys are. Miss Donna Rogers, we got last meeting 2 Mondays ago. With Rich here about the permits during your draft week conversation. At the end of it, stood up almost like Cruella de Vil, 101 Dalmatians. Standing there barking about her dogs, and she don't know. About your neighbor. To come after them tomorrow morning. Are you serious?
You need to mind your own business.
Excuse me, this is a public.
Your time is up. Your time is up.
Why is my time up? Because I'm saying objection.
No, I have time's up.
That's a fair file of lawsuit against every single council member here to violate my right to speak.
You absolutely can do
I know I can.
that. Okay.
You gotta move to remove the whole.
Okay. Business of the meeting.
You're trying to silence me now.
There's
Because
rules,
we have
and you were
rules.
made aware of them, and everybody follows them when they come in here.
Take your time to speak. Whatever. We even went over the 3 minutes.
You guys
You have
allow
plenty of
people to
time.
interject in conversation.
All right, I need,
Just go to.
Sarah, yeah, we have business on the agenda, just one item. And it's resolution 2021-12. Consideration.
And we're starting somebody else.
Oh, I mean,
There you go.
I had, you could have, come on. Or
You can come on. You guys think we're going to cross the 2 weeks ago?
Hmm?
We moved on public comment. You giving her a different right than me?
Sir, would you please just stop and let everyone speak that wants to speak more public comment? You've been told about 3 or 4 times. You've been heard. There's a time limit. You surpassed your time limit. Please let everyone speak and let the business proceed. Proceed.
But she don't want to hear it.
Thank you.
Because it's the truth. And she's making threats to mind your business. There's a police officer right there.
That was
That's a terroristic threat.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Go ahead. Terroristic threat.
So what I wanted to say, with all due respect, I wanted to thank the mayor for putting something out regarding the borough's welcoming policy. But I would like to ask if we could do a little bit more around letting those people that live in our community that speak Spanish or speak another language or are of another culture, if there's another way that we can reach out to them. So I'm just asking if that's an option. And if we can address that somehow and talk about that and see what else we can come up with the borough as council. And I know that from my experience living in this borough for the past 35 years, it seems like what the mayor said, that everyone's welcome and that we try to honor everybody that lives in our community. And so I'd like for the council to consider putting something else out around that policy.
Thank you very much.
And one thing about the speeding on school lanes. I do walk around the borough quite a bit, and I stepped out to cross over school lane thinking that they were gonna stop, and they did not. So, yeah, it is very dangerous. So, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry. Is there anybody else? Okay. Sarah, can you move to the business of the evening?
yes, no. So you have resolution 2026-12, which is a consideration of PUC application for Central Avenue Railroad property. we received information from PennDOT, where they received some federal funds to install railroad crossing signs. So this essentially authorizes PennDOT to make an application to PUC on our behalf and then fund and install this railroad crossing. So we have to do this by resolution, which just outlines the permissions that we're granting to PennDOT. John reviewed everything that was submitted, and needed the page.
That's correct, and this is 100% federal funds, there's nothing coming from the borough's general fund to pay for anything.
Okay, Sarah. When we do resolution, I wanna make sure I'm doing this correctly. Asking for a motion. So
Just approve the resolution.
just to approve the resolution.
Right.
So can I, yeah, right, that's not.
No, don't.
So could I get a motion from council to approve the resolution authorizing PennDOT to request railroad cross upgrades at Central Ave, railroad grade cross?
Madam President, I make a motion to approve resolution 2026-12, authorizing PennDOT to request railroad crossing upgrades at Central Avenue Railroad Crossing.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Okay.
Okay, she's there.
I just wanted to flip flop.
I'll do. Maybe I should, Councilor Lewis, seconded by Councilor Benchick. Do you have any discussion about this? Say it was a great idea.
I just have a quick question. Can we ride on this momentum to try to get them to do something about reliance as a railroad track? Central's like
Not
the
that.
best one we have.
It was fun.
Yeah.
I was just gonna see some money, but now that we've approved it, I can ask about Reliance short.
The reliance is tough.
A couple years ago, they had approached us about closing that at Central. They wanted to close the road entirely, so you could, that would no longer be for cars. And we had said, of course, no. So then this is a weird next step for them, but yeah, so whatever it takes is good, but Reliance is horrible. So if we have a contact there, then
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll send the paperwork back. Reliance.
Okay. So, there's a discussion after that, then, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? No one opposed. Okay, so the ayes have it, the motion is adopted. I'm sorry, the resolution is adopted. Okay. That would be the conclusion of the meeting. We do not have an executive session tonight. So can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Nothing? That's that adjourned. Meeting adjourned.
and then there's been discussion. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I wanted you to know that that is happening, but like, so check that while I'm still. Right.
Oh, yeah.
I hope that case.
We're showing our age.
Wasn't that bad? Sounds better. I think. You can read it. I didn't.